Lando Norris is facing consequences from McLaren for his actions in Singapore. George Russell might be the third highest paid driver on the grid next season. And the FIA has declared Formula One's second ever heat hazard. This is your Don't Crash course. Everything you need to know heading into this race weekend in Texas. Formula One is racing this weekend at the Circuit of Americas, also known as COTA, in Austin, Texas. The track is a purpose-built track, and it's one of the newer ones on our current calendar. The first Formula One race took place at COTA in 2012, and that was actually the first Formula One Grand Prix to take place in the United States since 2007. Back then, we actually had that race in Indianapolis. One lap around this circuit is 5.513 kilometers, and we run this race for 56 laps. That makes the full length of this Grand Prix 308.728 kilometers. This track has 20 turns and 2 DRS zones, and those DRS detection points are located right between turns 10 and 11 and right before turn 19. COTA is a very interesting track because it brings variation. We have high, medium, and low speed turns on this track, and also an elevation gain of over 40 meters. This track also has a lot of opportunity for overtaking, particularly going into turns 1, 12, and 13. Charles Leclerc holds the fastest lap record here at a 136.169. He set that lap record in 2019. Last year, Lando Norris took pole position, but as I mentioned, this is a track where overtaking is very possible, and getting pole position does not mean that you will end up winning the race or even on the podium. In 2024, Ferrari actually recorded a 1-2 finish, with Charles Leclerc winning the race and Carlos Sainz taking second, and that was actually Ferrari's first 1-2 finish since 2006. After a pretty tense battle between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, Max ended up rounding out the top 3. COTA is also a sprint race weekend, which means that instead of our standard 3 free practice sessions, 2 of those sessions are replaced by sprint qualifying and the sprint race. A sprint race is just a shortened version of the Grand Prix. There are generally speaking no pit stops, and drivers earn less points than they do in a standard Grand Prix. Last year, Max took both pole and the win for that sprint race. Heading into the weekend, a few news stories that you should be aware of. After a tense opening to the Singapore Grand Prix last weekend, Lando Norris finished ahead of Oscar Piastri in a pretty controversial move. This weekend, McLaren has restated their driver safety rules. Lando Norris also stated that he was held accountable by the team and will face consequences, though neither Lando nor the team actually clarified on what that meant. George Russell and Kimi Antonelli have also been announced as the drivers to continue for Mercedes in 2026, and while this decision feels very inevitable, the details of both of their contracts is not clear. George Russell's contract, however, is rumored to make him the third highest paid driver on the grid next season, and Lewis Hamilton did address rumors of Fred Vasseur being replaced by Christian Horner. He stated that the rumors are quite distracting for the team, and that the team and himself have made it very clear that they want Fred to stay. McLaren has already sealed the Constructors' Championship title, and only the World Drivers' Championship is left on the table. Only 5 out of the 20 drivers on the grid still remain in mathematical contention for that title. Those are Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, George Russell, and Charles Leclerc. Be sure to drop any questions you have and podium predictions down in the comments, and follow along for my coverage all race weekend.